On April 14, 1865, just days after the end of the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln prepared for an evening at the theater. The war between the Union and the Confederacy had officially ended only 5 days earlier, when General Robert E. Lee surrendered. After 4 years of brutal conflict, the United States was finally at peace. Washington, D.C. was filled with relief and celebration. That night, Lincoln and his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, attended a performance at FordTheatre. The play was a popular comedy titled Our American Cousin. The president accepted the invitation as a way to show confidence and reassure the public that the nation was moving forward. But a conspiracy was already underway. John Wilkes Booth, a famous actor and strong supporter of the Confederate cause, was angry over the South's defeat. He believed Lincoln was responsible for destroying the Southern way of life. Earlier, Booth had planned to kidnap the president. After the Confederacy collapsed, he decided instead to assassinate him. Booth knew FordTheatre well. As an actor, he understood the layout of the building and the location of the presidential box. At around 10:15 p.m., during a moment of laughter in the play, Booth quietly entered the box where Lincoln was seated. The president was watching the performance, unaware of the danger behind him. Booth fired a single shot from a pistol into the back of Lincoln's head. Major Henry Rathbone, who was sitting with the Lincolns, attempted to stop Booth. Booth stabbed Rathbone with a knife and then jumped from the balcony to the stage below. He injured his leg during the fall but managed to stand and shout before escaping through the back of the theater. At first, many members of the audience believed the disturbance was part of the play. Within moments, panic spread. Doctors in the audience rushed to assist the president. Lincoln was unconscious but still breathing. He was carried across the street to a nearby boarding house. Physicians worked through the night, but the wound was fatal. At 7:22 a.m. on April 15, 1865, Abraham Lincoln died. He was the first president of the United States to be assassinated. News of his death spread rapidly. Crowds gathered in silence. Church bells rang across cities and towns. Newspapers printed special editions announcing the tragedy. The nation was shocked and grieving. Lincoln had led the country through its most divided period. Under his leadership, the Union was preserved and slavery was abolished with the passage of the 13th Amendment. Many Americans saw him as a symbol of unity and reconciliation after years of war. His death created uncertainty about the future of the country. Meanwhile, a nationwide manhunt began for John Wilkes Booth and his accomplices. Booth fled Washington and hid in rural Virginia. 12 days later, federal soldiers located him in a tobacco barn. After he refused to surrender, the barn was set on fire. Booth was shot and later died from his injuries. Several of his co-conspirators were arrested, tried, and executed. Lincoln's assassination changed the course of Reconstruction, the period when the United States attempted to rebuild after the Civil War. His successor faced major political struggles, and the nation entered a difficult era of tension and division. The events of that night in April 1865 marked a turning point in American history. A single gunshot inside a theater ended the life of a president who had guided his country through war. The impact of that moment would shape the United States for generations.